Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be creating a nail design using the Care Bears Unlock the Magic plate number 5, which it basically is in the name. It's a Care Bear inspired plate that is, in particular number 5, is designed around Christmas. So I thought, why not upload this one on a Wednesday for our Stamping Wednesdays and do a full-on cute little plate. So we have a bunch of polishes to use today, so I'm showing you guys all the colors right now. We've got periwinkle here, we've got sweet wisteria, what's that? We've got a really nice pale kind of baby blue shade, glacier. I'm not always the best at reading names. We have a bit more of like a pinky purple kind of shade. We've got sweet lilac, and we've also got some Born Pretty stamping polishes. So I've got just a simple white, and I also have this colour that doesn't really have a proper name. I know that it said some words there, but I got it in a collection with an actual like autumn collection it came with, and they all have the same names but different numbers. So you want to make sure you're looking at the numbers if you're wanting to pick up any of the Born Pretty stamping polishes. I'll make sure to leave each individual link, or at least the name of each product, down in the description, and have links to the websites. Because I know there's just a lot today that we're using, which I feel like I haven't used that many products in one video before. So we are using very small little tips today. I found recently, I always do these kind of tips for my mum, and she loves wearing press-ons, especially with my crazy ones where there's a lot going on. And I did a penguin set, which you'll probably have seen it by now. And I did it on this kind of shape and size for her, and I preferred it so much better than the kind of slightly longer coffin shape. So I thought, why not give it a go to record it this way in a different shape and size and see how it goes. So a lot of the stuff I had to zoom in a little bit more because it is slightly smaller nails. By slightly I mean way smaller compared to my long stilettos that I use. So here we've got some glitter we're going to use, a beautiful glitter. It is from Larissa. I'll have a link in the description too. A lot of my links will have some money off, so do have a look and save yourself some coin. And if you don't want to, don't worry about it, you can just search it up on Google, don't have to use my links. And so with the glitter, what I'm going to do is apply it on 2 nails. We're going to apply it on the pinky and the middle finger. So right now we're working on the middle, and I didn't want to apply it across the whole nail. I wanted to focus it mainly at the top, and I'm trying to kind of do, there's a mixture of colours. I don't know if you just saw that, but there are some little hexes in there that are see-through, which I wasn't vibing with. I did not want them there, so I took a little lint-free wipe, and I started placing them on the wipe. There we are. I don't know what they were doing now. I wonder if it was supposed to be a coloured one and something went wrong in the production of these glitters. Who knows? But I love this glitter. It's so pastel-y. When I decided to pick up my colours that I'm using today, I started looking for my glitters because I really wanted to incorporate some glitters in today's design. And I literally picked up or found a glitter in my collection that pretty much matched up with all the colours I'm using today. We've got some pinks, purples, and that nice kind of baby blue kind of shade, and we've literally got all of those in the stamping polishes, which is amazing. So I'm going to mainly focus the glitter at the top and kind of make it look like it's scattering downwards, but you don't want to drag it all the way down. If you wanted to, you could cover the full nail if you wanted to, but I really wanted to do the top half because later we are going to stamp a little Christmas tree right in the center, so I wanted a bit of like a background thing going on. And now we're working on the pinky. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but I am using a base coat to help adhere the glitter to the nail, so I'm not curing it just yet. I'm going to apply the glitter to the wet layer, and then I'll go ahead and cure. And then off camera I will apply a second layer of base coat on top, pop it into the lamp, and I will file them down, or if they don't need filing I won't. You just want to make sure you don't want the nail to be too thick, and the reason I applied another layer of base coat was to prevent the nail being kind of gritty. You know, I really wanted it to be smooth, especially as I'm actually making these for wearing purposes. So I really wanted to make sure that they're smooth and nice and enjoyable to wear. My mum in particular doesn't like a sugar nail where it's gritty, so whenever I do a sugar nail I need to apply either a builder gel on top or a few layers of base coat and then file it down so that it's all nice and smooth and not gritty. So it's all down to people's preferences. So if you're doing, you know, clients' nails, you want to make sure you ask and make sure you give them what they want. And I'm just going to finish that up. As you can see, I'm placing smaller little glitter chunks in between the larger ones. So those are all nice and done. As you can see, that one's chilling in the background. So we're working on our middle one first. So this is the Christmas tree I was talking about. So when it comes to stamping, today's design in particular actually has pretty much all of the designs are reverse stamped. Reverse stamp? Is that, no, yeah, I think it's called reverse stamping. and I'm using my Moyou London little jelly, and I can see all these little fluffs in now. I have no idea how to get rid of it. I took out the jelly, I tried to get rid of it, I tried to use the lint roller and everything, and it's just refusing to leave. Or at least when I take it out, it looks like it's gone, but it's still there, so I'm so sorry that you can see that. But the more I colour in, the less of that you see, so I'm sorry. I might have to look for a different stamper to use so you guys can see. I was really excited that it's clear. It'll be so much easier for you all to see what I'm doing, but there are these little fluffs that are slightly bugging me. But with the reverse stamping, I am going to use a bunch of colours. So I've got the colours with me here, so I'm going to try and kind of repeat the names of what colours I'm using as I'm talking through the video. So we're starting off with the white from Born Pretty, so that's going to be some of the baubles. The other baubles are going to be Glacier from Moyou London. When it comes to the outline of all the images, I am using the Moyou London Funk is Life as an outline for everything. So this Christmas tree, later on we're going to do full cover, 2 designs of full cover. We will do a little Care Bear design too, so that's all going to be using the Funk is Alive. So I'll stop repeating that one because you will know what I'm using. So for this pink here that I'm using, I am using the Born Pretty BPTYS11, and I was focusing on the top bit, then I'm going to leave the middle bit for a different colour, which I'm working on now. So the other colour is Sweet Lilac. So we're going to repeat those colours quite often with one another. We do have 2 other colours, which is almost like 2 different shades of pale purple, but we're going to use that to create an ombre on our stamping plate, which I've never done before, so it's quite exciting to give it a go, and it worked so well, so I'm quite excited for you guys to see. So as you can see, I am using a nail art brush. I don't use a dotting tool I have before. I just find a brush so much easier to work with. And when you reverse stamp, I like to leave it to dry for quite some time, especially as I am using a large amount of polish to reverse stamp. And the reason I do that is to prevent my brush from scraping the image on the stamper. If you're not a regular stamper, you probably won't know exactly what I'm talking about, but you want to kind of make sure you're floating your brush rather than dragging it on the stamper, because that way you'll be picking up the image you just picked up on the stamper. I hope that makes sense, but it's just a little bit of a pain. But here is my ombre. So we've placed the 2 colours next to each other, and then with your scraper you're creating the ombre, and it's so cute. So I thought I really wanted to use the little stars there. So for that design, I decided to place it on the thumb. Now looking back, I'm not quite sure if I'm fully down to how I ended up putting it together. The thumb, I really like the way it looks, but I'm not quite sure if it should have been a thumb. Maybe the design should have went on a different nail. Not too sure, but we're going to stamp it. You're going to have the more cooler toned purple at the top and the lighter tone at the bottom, but you want to make sure that they are not the same color as the background, because I almost picked up a purple that was very similar to the background color that we've got going on. I've wiped it down with some acetone and a lint-free wipe, and I'm going to apply some polish again, but this time it doesn't matter for it to be ombre because we're only trying to cover up the last little bit on the bottom and the top of that nail. As you can see, the image hasn't fully covered, so I'm going to pick it up and stamp more of that darker purple at the top and more of that warmer shade of purple down the bottom to cover up the image. And it's so funny because these tips are really small as it is, and even with such a small nail or tip, it still doesn't cover the full nail. So you are going to have to try and error, try different things to make it happen if your client has super long nails or large nail beds or anything like that. So once it's stamped, as you can see, I didn't have to wait too long. I pretty much went straight in with a base coat and nothing budged, which is great. They are normal polishes, in case anyone's wondering. I found that sometimes when I do these stamping videos, I get quite a lot of questions whether I cure these. No, these are all just plain polishes basically that are intended for stamping. I don't know whether the actual consistency of the polish itself changes from a normal regular polish to a stamping. I'm not quite sure, but I'm only using my stamping. I have seen people use normal polishes though to colour in your image. I don't really see them as much picking up images from the plate. So here we've got a little cute Care Bear, and I really wanted to use this one because this Care Bear is ice skating, and I think it was so cute, so I really wanted to use it. So of course we're going to colour in the belly with the white. I've decided to place the blue on kind of like the clothing, so we've got the scarf, we've got like the shoes and the gloves, and the rest of that bear is going to be coloured in with Sweet Lilac from Moyou. I'm going to color this bad boy in. And then I am going to wait for it to dry. Oh yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned, I wait for these to dry. Make sure you do that because you don't want it to be very wet and sloppy. And then when you go to place it down, it ends up basically just smudging all over your image. I mean your nail, and I've been there, it's horrible. But I feel like without it happening, you know, you have to learn from mistakes. So now that I know, hopefully you all can avoid making that mistake from my mistakes, and make sure you let it dry. But the reason I can do this is because I am using gel polish to stamp, so it leaves a tacky layer. If you're using normal polish, make sure you apply, I think there's special base coat or top coats that leave a tacky layer for stamping purposes, or you can apply special products on top of your jelly stamper to kind of remove the image and then place it onto your nail. So do your research, because I'm not too sure on normal polishes. I don't really do those things. I focus mainly on gel polishes, so that's why we don't need to worry about it drying too much, because we always have a tacky layer and it'll always be just there, helpful to transfer. So this is a full cover image that we're going to place on the nail. I am going to do 2 of these, but I'll only show you one. This is going to go on the index and the ring finger, and this one, oh boy, that was a lot of coloring. But once you do 1, once you do 2, you kind of get in the hang of it, and it just goes by really quickly. Actually, it's quite fun, quite therapeutic, I think. Yeah, I think it's fun. I think everyone should give it a go, especially when you get the hang of it, because I know when I first started, I was like, oh no, I can never do this. I can never do this. So with our white, we are going to apply it on our little, I think it's a snowman. Yeah, we're going to cover the full snowmans on there with the white. I'm also going to place it on the candy cane, but only in between, because the other colour in between the candy cane is going to be the pale blue shade. And we are also going to place some white. Where the heart is, there's almost looks like a label in the centre of the heart, and we're also going to colour that in with the white. After that, with the blue, with the Glacier from Moyou, we are going to place it on the candy cane, and it's also going to be the heart as well. And then we've got 2 more with the star. I'm going to do the Born Pretty pink that we were using earlier, and then we have a Christmas tree on there too. There's the pink. And then with the Christmas tree, we are going to use Sweet Lilac to colour that in. So I'm only going to show you me do this one only, because the other one is just a repeat. I have very much fast-tracked, sped up this clip it. It probably took me, I think it took me about an hour to do this whole set. So if that helps you with timings at all, you know, it's a bit different because I am trying to film it. So I am, you know, it will take me a bit longer because I am trying to get it in the frame and making it look a little bit more prettier. You know, if I could just do it off camera, I would have been a bit more messy. I would have been able to get it done so much more quicker. But instead, I was trying to, of course, show you guys how I'm doing it and everything. So once I'm happy, like I said, we'll leave it. Make sure you let it dry. You notice when it's drying because it will no longer be as shiny anymore. So there we are. We've got 2 of them stamped. Now we are going to apply a top coat. This is our glossy top coat, finally, which feels like forever since I've done a glossy top coat. And I'm going to top coat all of those bad boys. And for today's nail design, there are no crystals. Nothing like that. Today, I find with stamping, because, you know me, I like when there's a lot going on, and this set definitely has a lot going on. So, since I've managed to satisfy myself with the images and how much is going on, I don't feel the need to apply some crystals. But feel free, if you wanted to, you could scatter on some crystals if you wanted. You could probably do like a corner on the thumb and maybe something on the pinky too, since they're fairly bare, and you won't be covering up any images that we've placed down. That's all up to you, but I decided not to place any of that. So once I'm happy, I'll pop it into the lamp, and I found it quite difficult to show you guys the final result. So I whipped out my red iguana hand, tried to place it in there. Let me know what you think. I still need to figure out what kind of thumbnail I'm going to do, because I still haven't done the thumbnail. I'm just voicing it first. So here we are. It's on the hand. So hopefully this way it also give you a little bit of a guide to what it would look like on a real hand, if you liked it or not. So there's the thumb too. I really like it. I feel like it's very, 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 like, kind of a bit childish. Of course, it's Care Bears, but I think it's very cute. I'd rock these. I think I'd rock these. If I had the right outfit, I think I'd rock these. So I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.